As a Johnny Depp fan, I've been waiting a long time for this, and now it's finally here. So, Black Mass, starring Johnny Depp and pretty much every other actor you can imagine. There's been kind of a lot of hype around this movie because it's a Johnny Depp movie that actually looked good. And of course, he looks pretty unrecognizable in it. And I think a lot of people are thinking that it could serve as his kind of comeback film after a string of not at all good films. So Black Mass follows the story of Whitey Bulger, one of the most notorious gangsters ever, apparently. Most of the movie is set in South Boston and basically just revolves around Whitey Bulger and all of the illegal shenanigans he was up to. While eventually being on the FBI's most wanted list, he did technically act as an informant to the FBI. It's not what he called it. He saw it as more of an alliance because he was really just using them as protection so he could just do whatever he wanted. And the FBI agent who strikes up this alliance, played by Joel Edgerton, he's just really using this as an opportunity to boost his status in the FBI. There are a lot of characters in this movie, and that's kind of one of the issues I had with it. It feels very overcrowded at times. And while everyone is good in this movie, it does feel like some of the actors are a bit wasted, unfortunately. I think a lot of people were eager to see how Benedict Cumberbatch would do in this movie, and I actually think he did a pretty good job. His accent was interesting, but I think the main issue, some people say he was miscast. I think it's an issue of just character and character development, and that leads to another big problem I had with this movie. The character development just wasn't enough for a lot of the characters, even Whitey Bulger. And especially between Whitey Bulger and his brother Billy, who Cumberbatch plays. There just needed to be one solid scene between the two of them that just showed that they were brothers, or just kind of meant something to each other, or not, but just something. And the structure and the pacing of the movie is kind of weird too. It's essentially told in flashbacks, and while initially I kind of liked how they did it, it still could have been improved upon. But again, I think it was because there were just so many characters in this movie. And yes, you want to have all of these important players in the movie, but you need to do it and set it up in the right way so it doesn't feel like they're all wasted. So those were the main issues I had with the movie. To touch upon some good qualities, the directing is pretty good, but it's just disappointing that the directing wasn't paired with better writing. And now to talk about what everyone else has really been talking about, which is Johnny Depp's performance. I am a pretty big Johnny Depp fan. I'm very aware of the not good movies he's been in for the last couple years. You can tell, I mean, Johnny Depp is just completely immersed in this character. The makeup is, it's a bit noticeable at sometimes, but he really does look unrecognizable, and yes, it's the makeup, but also just his acting. So this movie just really proves or reminds people that yes, Johnny Depp can actually act. So all in all, while Black Mass is a somewhat interesting look into Whitey Bulger, it has a lot of issues that prevents it from being a truly great and memorable movie. And while the cast and the directing are great, it still is a shame that the writing didn't hold up to the other great qualities of this movie. So that's why I'm going to give Black Mass a meh. It hurts to do that. It really hurts to do that, but that's what it's getting. I might be a little harder on this movie because I really expected something like mind-blowing, or at least just really, really good, because it's that's what I wanted from a Johnny Depp movie that didn't look like complete crap. But I was pretty disappointed. So my opinions might be a little harsher than yours, so let me know in the comments what you thought of the movie. Okay guys, that's it from me. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Toodles!